What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Lake to Bay. So today we'll be reviewing the Daiwa Fuego 3000 LT. By far one of the coolest reels I've had a chance of reviewing, and I think that's mostly because of how quality it is for the price point and also for how light it is. A lot of times with these really high quality reels, it comes with a little bit of a heavier presence because of the upgraded components. But this reel does a great job of remaining light and also providing a lot of good quality. So let's talk a little bit about the kind of fishermen that would benefit from using a Daiwa Fuego out on the water. If you're the kind of fisherman who's doing a lot of inshore fishing, inshore saltwater fishing, you do some freshwater fishing, this is definitely something to take a look at, especially if you're fishing a lot of artificial lures. If you're making a lot of casts per hour, this is definitely something that won't tire you down and won't bog you down. For those of you guys who are fishing a lot of live bait in tighter situations, this is probably not the reel for you, mostly because I have heard some complaints of a little bit of flexing with the Daiwa Fuego. Me personally, I don't think that it's a complaint as much as it is user error. If you're using this as a live bait brute reel, that's user error, and that's probably why it's flexing. It's just not made for that. This is certainly a finesse reel meant for artificial lures and long days on the water. So let's talk a little bit more about the reel itself. It's got a really cool aesthetic to it. Some really nice glossy red trim, really cool chrome trim around it, and it's got like this powder coat, galaxy looking black on the body. So very unique design. And definitely really cool that Daiwa's come up with a concept like that. Overall, it feels really good when you're holding it, spaced out. One of my biggest complaints with the smaller reels, especially the 3000 size, my hands are a little bit larger, and many times my knuckles will actually bang up against the bail when I'm reeling. So this definitely does not do that, and it provides a lot of space in between your hands and feels really comfortable when you're out on the water making cast. So let's dive a little bit further into the rotor itself. I think one of the biggest reasons why they're able to achieve such a lightweight design is actually the rotor itself, using a very advanced plastic called carbon polymer plastic. This Zion V-Air rotor does a great job of contributing to a lightweight design. So all in all, when you have a lightweight rotor, obviously you're going to have a little bit more torque when you're reeling, I guess. Cuts through the air a little bit nicer. So it's definitely nice to have a lightweight rotor, not something really clunky every time you're reeling in. Straight to the gears, this sports the DigiGear Tough, which is like a very large gear system. Think about like oversized gears. Some of these reels have very small teeth, gears connecting, and it almost feels a little bit rugged when you're reeling. Me personally, I believe the larger the gear, more power, maybe even a little bit smoother, and I think that's why you get such a smooth feel when you reel in the Daiwa Fuego. So straight to the body, I think that's also another really big component of why this reel is so light. The Zion V body is made of like a carbon fibery plastic, so it also contributes to that lightweight design. It's not a cheapy, heavy plastic. At the end of the day, it is still plastic, but at least they've gone the extra mile, kind of giving it that really cool carbon fibery lightness to it. And when you hold it, you kind of do feel like you're holding carbon fiber. I don't know if that's just me. And when I flick it, it does give me that carbon fiber feel. I've had carbon fiber in my truck before, and it's that same exact, sound and touch. So very cool design to that. The drag itself feels really nice when loosening. The clicks are very satisfying. And overall feels like really nice quality when you're messing around with it. And then the bail, I thought was pretty cool. Usually I'm used to seeing Daiwa reels sporting a hollow bail. This is actually just one solid wire. So it's like a solid wire bail. Daiwa says that it's a little bit lighter to do it this way than the traditional way with the hollow bail. And you can definitely tell because when I am reeling, it does feel very effortless, and I think it's a combination of the bail and the rotor itself. Another really cool function on the Daiwa Fuego is the mag seal and magnetic oil that this reel uses. It's supposed to be another way to repel water and keep it from corroding. So think about the lifespan of the reel. This magnetic seal approach is going to significantly extend the life of the reel. So definitely something to think about if you plan on holding on to this for a while, if you're not the best with maintenance and just overall longevity of the reel. Definitely a cool function to have that magnetic oil design. Also, it could kind of act as a replacement for gaskets, so you don't have to worry so much about other components drying up, reapplying certain types of lubes. This is a little bit more regenerative and does a good job of keeping the reel lasting a long time. So all in all, really cool reel. My personal favorite part about it is the lightweight design. Also, another cool function to mention, this does have the anti-reverse gauge, which a lot of reels I've noticed as we go on and start advancing technology, they're removing this anti-reverse. Not all of them, but definitely there are a couple. I don't know if it's for water sealing capabilities, I'm not too sure, but I am personally a fan of the backwards function. It helps me a lot. There's times where you might be very tight on the line, you don't want to open the bail. You could always flick the switch and just reel backwards and loosen up. So definitely a cool function for myself, and something I'm not willing to part ways with just yet. So all in all, very cool reel. If you are that kind of person who's used to spending a lot of time on the water, throwing around artificials, you could pair this nicely with a lightweight rod and have a really cool light tackle setup. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you're interested in reviews, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously, and I will see you in that next episode. Thank you.